Ian, day 2, and we have a little bit of wind out there.
A little bit more wind, yeah. It's been a much more stable day today. Wind more out of the east and a little bit more of it.
Yeah.
Not quite as patchy and not as hot.
A little bit of a different course area.
Yeah, same patch of water.
Just rotated.
Obviously rotated left, and because the Great Sound is not so massive. We have to sort of move around. There's a lot of rocks and obstructions in the water, so we just have to navigate our way around all of that, and that means the course sort of slides south.
Excellent. Now, yesterday we saw Emirates Team New Zealand come out and just, I'm going to say it quite blankly, kind of smash Oracle Team USA, and a lot of those differences were around their manoeuvres.
Yeah, look, Emirates Team New Zealand have, shown great strength with their manoeuvres since they launched their prototype boat last year, and I think everyone has been on a catch-up with that, and we've seen substantial improvements from everyone, but it's really highlighted in the really light winds when you have to stay up.
Yeah.
And if you don't stay up, the losses are huge.
Yeah, he who stays fastest the longest wins the race.
Well, when they're up and going, the change, the speed's not that much difference between the boats, but it's that manoeuvring and what New Zealand's perfected in their really fast turns and their speed into the tacks. They've done a really nice job.
Yeah, that sort of bear away that they do before the tack as well to gain speed.
Yeah, we saw Artemis doing it last week as well, and I'm sure everyone's watching and learning, and that's what this competition's all about.
So we'll see what happens today, because I can see the boats actually through the curtains at the moment out there training, but a little bit more wind will minimise the differences in those speed losses.
Yeah, more wind makes the foiling tacks and jibes a simpler thing, because there's just more speed, and it's all to do with the water flow over the foils, and the forces increase at the squared rate, so it's just a knot or two makes a big difference.
Do you think they'll still be using their high lift foils?
Oh, I think it's a high lift day. Yeah, it's in that below the sort of turnover, but my understanding is they have lots of little tweaks and options to sort of get more range in and out of their foils, so it's not quite as black and white as it was some time ago.
Yeah, sure. So what little changes would they be looking to do?
Oh, yeah. I think there's various size tips and bits and pieces that they can fit in the mornings. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, sure. Because what a lot of people at home don't understand, this is more what I'm getting to, is that these teams had to declare their foils quite early in the process. They can't just change their foils now. Oracle can't copy the shape of New Zealand's foil.
No, they had 2 sets of foils allowed, and then they were allowed one reasonable change on those foils, and then they're allowed unlimited 10% changes, which they can do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And we suspect, they are playing in that area. But they can change the balance of the weights in the boats. They can change lots of settings, their rake measurements, their cambers. There's lots of bits and pieces. Yeah, the rudder angles. There's lots to play with.
Yeah, but each morning, so these foils had to be declared the start, months ago.
And now every morning by 9 o'clock they have to declare to the measurers what they're going to use for the day, and that's what they're stuck with for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, and so for today, they've declared at 9 a.m, out they go and race, and then whatever happens today, they have until the next race day. So they've got a few more days of measurement. Do they get measured then every day this week, or just on Saturday?
No, they only get measured on race days.
Yep.
They have to declare a certificate by 9 o'clock in the morning. So a typical day is, I think the meteorologists are up very early.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what's going to go on. The work crews are going to come in very early, going, what are we configuring the boat with today? Huge pressure on the meteorologists to get the forecast right, and then they will have a matrix of configurations for the boats that might include different rakes and settings and tips and rudder angles and all sorts of stuff, and they will pick one of those and then have to configure that boat by make that decision by 9 o'clock, and then have it prepared to be launched by about now.
Which is unbelievable. All this stuff that happens behind the scenes and everyone thinks, the race is it. And in fact, the races started at probably 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I'm sure the meteorologists are up around those very early hours of the morning.
Absolutely amazing. Well, you have a great day out there with a little bit more breeze. That will make your life easier.
Yeah, look, stable's good for us, so, we look forward to a nice day today.
Awesome. And thanks for your amazing insights as always, big fella.
Righto.
Go, go, go.